If you're going through a season right now that just feels heavy, slow, and maybe even a little frustrating, this is for you. We're going to explore a powerful idea. What if you're not stuck at all? Does that hit home? You know that feeling, right? It's like you look around and everyone else seems to be lapping you, moving forward with their lives, while you're still wrestling with the same questions, the same challenges. It's an incredibly lonely place to be, and that's exactly where we're going to start. Okay, so before we can even start to reframe this feeling, we have to get real about it. We have to acknowledge how tough it is. This isn't just in your head. It is a tangible, completely exhausting experience. And let's get really specific about what that looks like. We're talking about that deep tiredness right down in your bones, the kind that sleep doesn't even seem to fix. It's that heaviness behind your eyes. It's those late-night calculator conversations at the kitchen table where you're just trying to make the numbers work, only to feel that knot in your stomach when the math just doesn't add up. It's that constant nagging feeling that you're actually losing ground. Okay, but here's the pivot. This is the big question. We've all been taught to see stillness as failure, as a lack of progress. But what if that interpretation is just completely wrong? What if this whole season means something else entirely? And that brings us right to the heart of this whole idea. We're going to challenge the very words we use to describe this feeling, because there is a huge difference between being stuck and being anchored. Just let that sink in for a second. Say it out loud if you have to. This is not just some clever play on words, it's a fundamental shift in how you see your situation. It reframes the entire experience from one of helplessness to one of purpose. So let's really break this down. Being stuck feels like you're in jail, right? Like it's an involuntary imprisonment, some kind of punishment. You feel like you're just drifting aimlessly. But anchored? Oh, that's completely different. That is a deliberate positioning. It's not a punishment, it is protection. It's not failure, it's providing stability for a strategic purpose. You're being held in place to keep you from drifting into currents that would cause some real damage. So that feeling, that sense of being held in place, is not meant to hurt you. It's actually meant to protect you from something you probably can't even see yet. It's a safeguard. Okay, so if you're being protected, what is this season even for? What's the point? Well, that brings us to our next big idea. It's all about the deep, unseen work that's happening right now, the building of a foundation. I mean, think about it. When you drive by a construction site, what do you see? Usually just a giant hole in the ground with dirt and rebar. It is not glamorous. Nobody's taking pictures of it for Instagram. But you ask any single builder and they will tell you the foundation is the most critical part. Without a solid one, the whole beautiful structure will eventually just crumble. And that is exactly what's happening for you right now. Your roots are growing deeper, anchoring you. There's all this silent, invisible work happening under the surface, building the kind of strength you're absolutely going to need to handle the weight of the amazing future that's coming your way. So you see, this season isn't about passive waiting. It's about active preparation. And this idea of unseen work, it connects to another really powerful metaphor. If the foundation is all about building strength, this next idea is about new life, especially when everything feels like an ending. It's a really simple but profound question to ask yourself. When a seed is buried in the dark, cold earth, from the surface, does that look like life or death? From where we stand, it can be really hard to tell the difference, can't it? And that is the reframe. This season of darkness and stillness, it's not a burial, it's a planting. It's the quiet stillness of incubation, where your dream, your purpose, is just gathering all the strength it needs to push right through that soil and into the light. But let's be honest for a second. This season isn't just still. It can be incredibly intense. There's pressure, but that pressure, it has a purpose. There's a reason for all that heat. This is such a powerful way to think about it. Imagine a surgeon in the middle of a critical, life-saving operation. They aren't narrating every single move they make. They are completely, 100% focused. That's the image here. The silence you might be feeling isn't abandonment. It is intense, loving focus on the deep work that's being done inside of you. A forge uses intense heat and pressure for one reason: to create something incredibly strong, resilient, and purposeful. That pressure you're feeling, it's forging you. It's turning you into someone who can actually change the course of history for your family, someone who can finally stop the negative patterns that have been passed down for generations. The heat is directly proportional to the importance of what's being created.
All right, so now that we kind of get the why behind this season, let's start to look forward. Because this anchoring, this stillness, it isn't forever. It's all just preparation for you to walk into what's next.
First things first, fear is not your forecast. It might feel like a thick fog right now, but that's all it is, temporary. The anxiety and the worry that this is all there is for you, that is not your destiny. It is not your permanent address. And this is what's waiting on the other side of all this stillness. Not more chaos, not more striving, but a deep, settled peace. The kind of peace that only comes from knowing you were built on a rock-solid foundation.
So here's the invitation. Rise to your feet. It's time to shift your posture, even if nothing around you has changed yet. Even in the stillness, you can rise. You can start walking with the confidence of someone who knows, deep down, they are being guided, even when the path isn't perfectly clear.
And so, we're going to end with this one final thought. Instead of constantly asking yourself, why am I so stuck? I want you to start asking, what is this stillness preparing me for? Because the answer to that question, well, it's going to change everything.